My name is Stephen Hawking. I spent my life exploring the universe, not from a rocket or an observatory, but from the confines of a wheelchair. My body failed me, yes, but my mind never stopped moving forward. People often ask me the same question in different forms. What happens when we die? And while many expected a purely scientific answer, the truth I discovered was more complex, more mysterious than equations alone can capture. Science, at its best, does not kill mystery. It illuminates it. We know that energy cannot be created or destroyed. This is a fundamental law. It simply changes form. The implication, then, is profound. The essence of who you are, your thoughts, your emotions, your consciousness is a form of energy, and that energy, by the laws of physics, cannot disappear. So, where does it go? I do not claim to have all the answers. I am a scientist, not a prophet. But I have seen enough, understood enough to say this. Death is not the end. It is a transformation. We often view the universe as cold, mechanical, indifferent. But the more I studied it, the more I sensed a kind of intelligence in its structure. Not a god in robes or a heaven above the clouds, but something deeper. A logic that breathes, a harmony that speaks not in words, but in numbers, in light, in gravity. It is tempting to believe that life is random, that consciousness is a fluke of neurons firing in the right arrangement. But if that were true, then why does the universe appear to expect consciousness? Why is it so finely tuned to allow it? If the constants of physics were even slightly different, stars would not form, planets would not exist, and there would be no observers to ask questions. And yet, we are here. Not only here, but capable of wonder, of love, of grief, of asking, why? That ability alone suggests we are part of something far greater than chance. I have stared into black holes, at least mathematically. I have imagined what it means for time to stop, for matter to collapse, for light itself to be swallowed. And still, I find hope. Because even in a black hole, perhaps the most violent and mysterious place in existence, there is structure. There are laws. There is still information. Hawking radiation, I once proposed, might allow black holes to leak that information back into the universe. That idea was not just scientific. It was, to me, spiritual. Nothing is truly lost, not even in darkness, not even in death. I have felt, many times, closer to the infinite than to most. When your body is taken from you, your mind becomes your only home. And in that stillness, in that forced silence, I listened. To what? To the hum beneath all things, to the structure behind chaos, to the quiet insistence that life means something, even if we do not yet know what. You see, life is not a mistake. It is a mirror, the universe observing itself. You are not a body. You are an awareness, a field of perception, temporarily anchored in matter. When the body dies, that field does not vanish. It returns somewhere to something. We may not have a name for it. But science is young. Time and again, we have rewritten what we thought was truth. The earth was not flat. The stars were not gods. The atom was not the smallest unit. And consciousness is not, I believe, merely a side effect of biology. It is embedded into the very nature of reality. Just as light is both a particle and a wave, you are both physical and beyond physical. You are local and non-local. You exist in time, and yet your awareness touches the eternal. This is not religion. This is physics that has not yet been written. I do not believe in a heaven of golden gates, but I do believe in continuity. A flower decays into the soil. That soil feeds another seed. Energy flows. Memory lingers. Somewhere, somehow, every life continues. You may ask, do you believe in God? To that I say, I believe in order, in law, in pattern, in the hidden music that makes galaxies spin and electrons dance. Call it what you like. To me, the name does not matter. What matters is that we are part of it, that we are not alone, that death is not a wall, but a doorway. Perhaps we return to the field from which we came. Perhaps we are born again in another time, another place. Or perhaps our consciousness disperses, like stardust, becoming many things at once. The truth, I do not know. But I believe we do continue, not as the ego, not as the name, but as awareness, as presence, and that is enough. I often said, intelligence is the ability to adapt to change. But there is another kind of intelligence, one that we rarely speak of, the intelligence of surrender, of trusting that even in uncertainty, we are held by something larger than ourselves. We do not fear the sunset because we know the sun will rise again. Why then should we fear the setting of this life? It is not the end of the light. It is the beginning of another wavelength, one our eyes cannot yet see. And so I say this, do not cling too tightly to the physical. Cherish it, yes, but know that your true nature is not skin or bone or name. You are thought, curiosity, emotion. You are energy wrapped in memory.